Oh, Tashidele, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope you all had a good Christmas holiday, New Year holiday. Mm. I hope all your families, friends, and everyone all in good health, harmony, happiness, even though the world still going through a lot of challenges. But compared to what we experienced in 2020, seems like this year there are lights at the end of the tunnel of 2020, isn't it? In relation to this coronavirus, there's now around the world the cure, the vaccine is start to distribute. So which is, I think, which is so wonderful. It gives some hope, isn't it? But in any way, as for a spiritual practitioner, Buddhist practitioner, and particularly Mahayanic Dharma practitioner, as long as we're able to utilize our moments, our life, our days meaningfully, which is meaning all actions of ours infused by bodhicitta. And on top of that, whenever there's opportunity, investing our time in learning of Buddha Dharma, contemplating on them, and try to establish as a stable imprint as possible through habituating by meditating on the Dharma wisdom. And able to dedicate that not just for oneself, one family, but all numberless sentient beings, not just for temporary happiness, but also for the ultimate happiness of full enlightenment, freedom from oceans of samsara and its causes. If we're able to live a life like that, there's no different from outside. There's no different. The samsaric world and the pure land, or the realm of the Buddha. There's no different. Same, because it has the same meaning. As far as concerned with the purpose, same purpose. Why want to become Buddha? Why want to achieve all the qualities of the Buddha? Is to be able to benefit numberless sentient beings in your best ability. And if that is already happening in your best capability now, fulfill the purpose, similar to the purpose of what Buddha aspired for, isn't it? So that's why, like what Shantideva, live in the motivation of, as long as sentient being remain, may I too remain to dispel the suffering of sentient being. They didn't say I need to become Buddha, only can able to benefit sentient being. In fact, he prayed, he aspired, I will remain among ordinary people, or in ordinary world to benefit others. This is exactly the Bodhisattva compassionate Buddha in the fresh human form, most precious Guru, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, carried the same aspiration. So it is not something only Shantideva's time, thousands of years ago can able to live a life like that. But even today, in our own time, the clearest example, like His Honorable the Lama, Geshe Lama Zopa, they are living bodhisattvas, living enlightened, who carry enlightened qualities. So you see, so therefore, for true practitioner of Mahayanic Dharma, the external circumstances doesn't matter, isn't it? Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's what teaching says, and if we analyze, we understand correctly, isn't it? Yeah. So therefore, in that perspective, then all the time is meaningful. There's no particular bad year or good year. Every year, every circumstances, every experiences in life is precious, is meaningful. So like that. Oh yeah, okay. So welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the series of discourse on the great collection of Lojong treatises. We had such a meaningful, I hope you too, I really had such a meaningful last year to go through, whatever we cover up to today, and truly appreciate giving so much opportunity to accumulate merit, to leave an imprint in this precious Dharma, which are so rare, rarer than the anything, So for FPMD Australia, Stephanie, Peter, who Stephanie is not easy, all the time have to be there, has so many family responsibilities, your own responsibilities, but then you have to organize this, and you have to, stay tuned, and for the benefit of many others, help to record the teaching and upload the teaching, make available for so many beings. Right now, yeah, maybe 10, 20 people listen, but this is a library. This is a Dharma library, the Lojong library, where even before our life, even beyond our life, whenever people karma ripen, they will listen and they will learn something. So it's not a simple task. It's not a one-off time. It is a library. So it doesn't matter how many people attend now, how many people listen now, but eventually it will reach out to so many people. So you see, so it requires motivation, consistency, and a lot of sacrifices. So sincerely, on behalf of anyone who's going to benefit from this series of teaching, I express sincere gratitude and appreciation to Peter and Stephanie of FPMD Australia National Office, in particularly Stephanie there, who hands-on doing the work, and the support from all the students around the world, Rinpoche students around the world, in particularly the centers. There are centers and study groups around the world who also stay tuned with these teachings, and in particularly those centers in Australia, those team that who appreciate Dharma discourses, with their support, with their encouragement, inspiration, requests, and all this good thing happens. It's just to talk about my personal level. Even though the teaching class is just 1.5 hours once a week, but it really keep me always thinking about the teaching whole throughout the week. Even you want to get distracted, but just can't go away. Because it is very serious matter, because it is a Dharma. Whatever I deliver have to be 100% correct. Whether I quote this text, that text or not, but everything I say, I need to have the textual Buddha's own words support. So I need to study a lot. So English is my second language. Then I need to translate in English, from Tibetan to English. So usually, translate from Tibetan to English, you translate from the tail to head, like total opposite way. Most of the translations work like that. So it is very tricky for me to organize in this very small brain, very limited language knowledge. It takes a lot of and it requires a lot of screwdriver. Poke from here, poke from here, poke from here, screw from here, screw from here. And many of you may witness whenever I deliver, sometimes like things are like no order, in the monastery is very qualified. We are many teachers, so many philosophy teachers. So there's one teacher. Whenever you go for his class, actually you get more confused. You get more confused. You thought that everything is quite okay, but after listening to him, it's like all sounds like upside down. all become very very hard. But then there's a lot of benefit in that, because that really make you to construct, edit by yourself the language that you can understand. That's the benefit, because you had to understand what he's trying to talk, what he's trying to teach you. And actually you learn a lot from there, because it makes you to put so much effort. So anyway, so like that. You see, so Dharma. Yes, you use layman's language, to try to make people to understand as easy as possible, and just teach the textual way is actually like for instance, for myself, the way how you teach in a monastery is much more easier. You don't need to find a lighter word to deliver, and to find a right tuning word to deliver the profound teachings, for me, is a very, very big work, big challenge. It's so beneficial, but it requires a lot of screwdrivers for my head. And if I am perfect in English, maybe easy, definitely should be easy. But because of my poor English, first of all, I am the first student to make myself understand using that language. So anyway, so that's just, yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that it really make you occupied, entirety of your time, contemplation on the Dharma, study on the Dharma, and whatever for me, whatever I try to share, first I want to make it makes sense to me. Otherwise I feel dry. I don't feel the weight because Dharma is for practice. Dharma is not just intellectual knowledge, so practice, you see. So, so therefore, it has been so meaningful in that sense. And I hope, those of you who stay tuned with these classes, I hope that your mind also, similar way like me, somehow, occupied with these teachings. And if that happens, I can say that our combined effort is fulfilled. And without any doubt, how much imprint that we accumulate, how much merit we accumulate, so like that. Yeah. So I would like to thank everybody. Everybody. This is a dependent arising. Even just I have the motivation to do so, but then if there's no dependent condition, I won't able to achieve this. And even you wish to do so, but there's no dependent condition from this side, also not possible. So it's really absolute interdependent arising. So therefore, each and everyone, play a huge role. So I appreciate, and I hope for coming days, each and every one of us stay intact with our health, and also, don't give up halfway, don't lose our enthusiasticness for coming days to come, so that we can go through, quite a lot of texts. Don't know whether we can able to finish the entire the great collection of this volume, before the world is open to be busy traveling, and everyone going to be so busy. But because of these circumstances, all of us have time to do this consistently, even though just once a week. So yeah, we all pray for each other, to everyone, not just physical health, but mental aspiration towards this teaching is needed, and also my motivation is really for practice, and Lojong teachings are, when we are transmitted, is for practice, is not to accumulate, just to finish the text, just to earn the title, say, I've completed commentary on all this volume. No, it's the teaching. Lojong teaching itself is the instructional teaching. Is a pith instruction to directly take the tool to cure our problems, our sufferings, our delusions, our karma in our day-to-day life. So I have to have to apply immediately. So during the teaching, we have to find the way I deliver. Also, I try to deliver something that which understandable and relevant. Whatever the stories or whatever we use, and from the listener side also, you listen for yourself, to take immediately as a tool to help yourself, to keep up with the practice, and also as an antidote to overcome the suffering and its causes, the delusion and negativities. So if we're able to do that, then what we need more than that, like what Shantideva says, life is short and there are many things to learn. Since we have no idea what our lifespan will be, we should eagerly pursue our desired goal, as the swan takes the milk from water. So studying Lojong teachings is like that. When we talk about philosophy, it's so many, unbelievable many. It really requires 10, 20 years, just full time, just to go through the intellectual aspect. You see, then there are many other channeling way of learning dharmas. All require many require immense of time, etc., etc. But when it comes to Lojong, it's like a milk in the big ocean or milk in the water, and and whoever study Lojong, whoever take Lojong as the principal practice of your entire Dharma or entire teaching, interpret in Lojong, like Tantra, Sutra, everything, day to day, you interpret through Lojong, then you are like the swan that who able to extract the milk from the water, milk from the oceans of water. You're able to take the milk like Lojong, the pith instruction of the Dharma, from oceans of 84,000 teachings, like the oceans of water, like that. Then, like what Shantideva said, it is very difficult to meet with this life of leisure, which can lead to accomplish the goal of human being. If you do not use it to your advantage, when will you find this occasion again? The opportunity may lose next moment. The opportunity may lose tomorrow, tonight, next year. It doesn't matter how old we are. You see. So what right now we have, you see, let's say now, today we have this opportunity. Good. We take full advantage. When the next session comes, if we're still alive, take the full opportunity. Because we really don't know whether there will be another time or not. So this is what Shantideva was saying. You see. Yeah. Okay. So, so we take a moment to settle ourselves, like as usual. Take deep breath in and out, and calm one's body and mind, and place ourselves in the present moment. Okay, so now take a moment to refresh our refuge practice. Feel the presence of Guru Buddha Dharma Sangha and all the lineage gurus. In particularly this round, we are going to study the will of sharp weapon composed by Dharmaraksita. And that lineage that we have is channeled through great Lama Atisha. The Lama Atisha, that who is the main reason this teaching become available to us. And Lama Atisha, our root guru, whose lineage trace all the way back, perfect, pure, unbroken lineage, all the way up to the Manjushri, the profound lineage, and Maitreya, the extensive lineage. All this lineage, Pandits, like such as Asanga, Selingba, Nagarjuna, Shantideva, and yeah, and all the Kadamba masters of Tibet, the Domtamba passed down this teaching of will of sharp weapon to Domtamba, the Upasika Domtamba. Domtamba Domtamba passed down to uh, uh, Geshe Potowa, then Geshe Sharawa, Chekawa, Chibuwa, Lachembo, Ladobe Gombo, Ojepa, Kembo Martin, Kembo Sherab Dorje, Buddha Radna, Kirtisela, Jalwa Sangbo, Nob Chulungpa Sonam Rinchen, and Shunu Gyalcho Konchok Bang. Then all the lineage gurus, like Lama Tsongkhapa, and all the way up to our immediate lineage gurus, like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Kyabje Lama Sopa Rinpoche, and myself received the transmission of this great collection from late Geshe Lama Konchok. And they have received this, all the master of the all in the Gelug lineage. So just feel the presence of them. And all the past, present, future Buddhas, Dharma, Sangha. In the aspect of delighted, very pleased, to a very beloved child, each and every one of us, that who wholeheartedly, diligently, putting effort to, receive the blessing that all this enlightened being channel after today, and we are, ready to receive these blessings, and they are so delighted because this is what all the gurus and Buddhas aspire for us, because this is the Dharma. By cultivating Dharma, we can able to liberate ourselves. And not only ordinary Dharma, but this is a Mahayanic Dharma. So therefore, it is beneficial for rest of the numberless sentient beings, ultimate benefit. And that pleases all the perfect Mahayanic lineage gurus, all the perfect past, present, future Buddhas. So then, just seeing them, now we are seeing them vividly, all these lineage gurus. The moment we just seeing them, you get inspired because you see so clearly all the qualities of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in them. So inspiring. Like an example, like Kyabje Lama Sopa Rinpoche. Entirety of his dedication of life, every single moment for the benefit of sentient being, complete, perfect Bodhisattva conduct. Can you imagine? Now we're witnessing them in your mental picture. And many of us have a fortunate to be around him physically to witness his Bodhisattva deeds. Unbelievable. So inspiring. So now express, just want to be like that. Exactly like that. And completely submit oneself. under their refuge, guidance. Look at His Holiness the Dalai Lama. You witness complete Buddha Bodhisattva's qualities in his existence. Every single word, every single, pose of him. So inspiring. How fortunate, able to meet such a perfect mind in Guru. Submit ourselves completely, never to be separated until we achieve the resultant Guruhood. Like the late Geshe Lama Konchok. Exactly like Milarepa, 1,000 years ago. In our time, 26 over years, complete, fully dedication, day and night. Renounce every single samsaric leisures, worldly concerns, completely, not just in thought, but in action, body, speech, and mind. Live exactly like how Milarepa have lived. And show exactly like Milarepa at the end of the life, show the clear sign of enlightenment. Wow, wow, wow. We have this lineage blessing. Just want to be like them. Submit completely. These are just few examples. You visualize your own gurus, your own gurus who initiate you, who inspire you the most. Like that. Then think of Lama Atisha, the lineage guru. When you look at this treatise, without Lama Atisha's hard work, sacrifices, the responsibility that he took to preserve the Dharma, without his work, we will be in completely darkness. There won't be such wisdom available. Even Buddha have taught, but it will be completely lost. And we know how hardship Lama Atisha have went through to deliver all this Dharma into Tibet and all the way up to us here. In the initial of our course, I asked you to read the biography of Lama Atisha, and you saw how much hardship that he went through. And these great gurus, when they teach others, when they channel Dharma to others, they first realize the Dharma in them. Not just intellectual knowledge, but the realization of the path in them. Then they deliver the Dharma. So can you imagine how much effort that they have to put for our benefit? Just to learn the information is how hard it is. But these gurus, these lineage gurus, they learn, they investigate, and they realize. Then they deliver to their disciples. We have that lineage blessing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable lucky. Then the text that we're going to study, The Will of Sharp Weapon, composed by Dharmaraksita, just one incident to refer to him when he encountered one man who have diseases, then went to see doctor, and the doctor says that you need to eat a fresh human meat to overcome this sickness. So whatever it is, there's a name. It called fairy smallpox disease. that man is afflicted by fiery smallpox, F-I-E-R-Y, smallpox disease. So to cure that, in that time, that the doctor told him he needed to eat a fresh human meat. And when Dharmaraksita heard that, immediately, the irresistible concern to this man's life, he cut his fresh flesh from the thigh and offered to him. And later, so offered to him, and Dharmaraksita himself went through so much, because of the wound, unable to recover. He went through so much pain. And one day, he heard the news because of the flesh that he gave. He made the charity, part of his body, to this man. This man was completely cured from the disease. The moment Dharmaraksita heard that, completely overwhelmed with rejoicement, completely filled with rejoicement, And initially, he didn't realize that how intense his compassion is and love towards this sentient being. That time, his compassion and love is like bursting out, through the expression of rejoicement that he able to benefit this sick man. Right after that generation, right after that, when he looked at his thigh, all the wound completely disappeared, completely recovered. No more wound. There's no more even sign of that flesh is cut and give to other. That shows the power of compassion and power of love to the suffering sentient being. Even though the philosophical view stand of Dharmaraksita is Vaibhasika from the Buddhist fourth school. He assert the Vaibhasika philosophical view. So the lowest philosophical assertion point of view, the lowest one. But that could be only assertion for the purpose of enhancements of logical debate. There are masters like Asanga hold the Chittamatharan philosophical standpoint of view. Is a great bodhisattva. You see, Dharmarakshita, great bodhisattva, is a Mahayanic Dharma practitioner, but hold the Hinayanic philosophical standpoint of view of Vaibhasika. You see, so there could be a reason for that, as I mentioned before, but it's a great bodhisattva. You see, so now think of it. How inspiring, how inspiring. When someone able to make a charity of one's own living fresh flesh, part of your own body, to the needy sentient being, and without causing harm to yourself, like what Dharmarakshita experienced, you gain back, recover the wound like that. Without any doubt, someone achieve the higher level of the path, you see, of Bodhisattva. And we know, to make charity, how hard it is, to make offering to the triple gem, to make charity to needy one. It is very, very, very difficult, isn't it? Very hard, very hard. Sometimes we give, but maybe our heart not really giving. It's so hard. But to really to give with full of love and compassion of your own part of body, the living body, while you are still alive, it is so wonderful, isn't it? It is so inspiring, isn't it? So you get inspired and you submit to these root gurus and able to be guided by them, follow them, until we achieve the Guru Buddhahood. Yeah. So now take a moment to generate altruistic intention for rest of our existence until Buddha, totally dedicate ourselves every single moment in any circumstances, even when we unintentionally perform negativities, even that, may it be for the cause of numberless sentient beings, temporary happiness, and the ultimate happiness of full enlightenment, cause and condition for that. Then in particularly, this very year, this very life, this very year, this very month, this very week, and this very session to be completely, for the cause of numberless sentient beings, virtue, positive energy, good karma, happiness, and enlightenment. And also the rest of the Lojong studies, the rest of the any classes you attend, any long that this lasts, every single effort towards that, your time, your sleep, some of you are in a different time zone that, like I think in Russia, I think it's early morning, isn't it? If I don't know, but a lot of effort. Even those translators, some are translating in Chinese, some are translating in Russian, etc. They are doing this totally selflessly for the benefit of as many other people as possible to, to receive the blessing of this precious wisdom, precious Dharma. It's already it's a Bodhisattva conduct. You see. So everything, anybody, whoever, directly or indirectly, be part of this very blessed things that what we are doing, be completely cause and condition for numberless sentient beings. Starting from your own mother, father, whoever you love the most, starting from that, everyone, every living being, for the temporary happiness after the ultimate happiness, enlightenment, be the antidote to purify even the slightest form of negativity, slightest form of suffering. Like that. So with this motivation, that's it. If you able to get some intellectual benefit or blessing, whatever, wonderful. If in case completely tired and block your mind and you just 1.5 hour, completely like just like echo, blah 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 blah. That you didn't get anything. Also, so meaningful because of the motivation. Like that. Okay. So thank you. Okay. Now, I will go through the text now. Yeah. So far, the introduction of the text is, I think, I already done. Yeah. So I don't have to do again. Already done. Yeah. So we are on the page 133. If you are using the same volume, this big text, then we are on page 133. The title of the text is "The Will of Sharp Weapon, Attribute to Dharmaraksita." So, will of sharp weapon. So, will of sharp weapon. The weapon, the weapon is referring to the antidote. The antidote. the transcendental wisdom, the union of great bliss and emptiness. So that is the weapon. Why call will of sharp weapon? You know, it is very much. It is very much. So there are a few meanings. One is, very much interpretation of the sharpness of, how correctly penetrate, or how correctly, how powerfully, how accurately eradicate the negation or the enemy. Or in another way is, the will can also refer to the law, cause, and effect. Whatever experiences, negative experiences, including samsara, that we go through, it is a result of its cause. You see, so the weapon of antidote, eliminate both the suffering and its cause. So therefore, you can also refer the will of sharp weapon. So there are many ways of understanding. So this just give you an idea. Then in the text, start with homage to three jewels. So this is in particularly the tradition of Nalanda Pandits. Whenever the Indian Pandits, in particular from Nalanda Pandits, whenever they compose treatise, they have this tradition, or the tradition of making homage. And one of the reason to pay homage also already introduce what kind of subject that going to deliver from the conversation. Another main reason is to receive blessings for the conversation, and to clear obstacles towards the conversation of the teaching. So here, paying homage to the three jewels. So very much the teaching will be the gradual path, the gradual path to enlightenment. Then the text says that this is the will of weapon striking at the vital point of enemy's body, homage to the wrathful Yamantaka. So also make the specific homage to Yamantaka. So first of all, this is the will of weapon striking at the vital point of enemy's body. So what is the enemy? The enemy is the self-cherishing attitude. Or you can also say self-grasping and self-cherishing attitude. So that's the enemy, So will of the sharp weapon is striking to what? Striking to the vital point of the vital point here can refer to the main cause of all the problems, main cause of all the adversities that we experience, any form of suffering. And that is the self-grasping and self-cherishing attitude. So the will of sharp weapon strike onto that. The antidote strike onto that. So what is the antidote? The antidote is the object that here pay homage to. The wrathful Yamantaka is the antidote that strike at the vital point of enemy, the self-grasping and self-cherishing attitude. So now, wrathful, so there's a definitive wrathful and relative wrathfulness. So what is the definitive wrathful? The definitive wrath is transcendental wisdom of emptiness, unified with great bliss, is the definitive wrath. The relative wrath or the wrathfulness is the form, the form, physical form, the image that wisdom arises into the Yamentaka. So the Yamentaka that you see, the wrathfulness, that's a relative aspect of the emptiness, or relative aspect of the transcendental wisdom unified with the great bliss. And that manifests into image, then the manifests in the form of Yamentaka, the wrathful aspect. So Yamentaka, two words, Yama and Taka. So Yama is again interpretive and definitive, or relative, or definitive, or relative, whichever word you use. So the definitive Yama is the self-grasping and self-cherishing attitude. Interpretive or the relative Yama is the consequences of adversity, like a sickness, the death, the death or the suffering consequences is the Yama, interpretive Yama or relative Yama. Taka is the antidote. So Taka is antidote. So Taka, again, same thing. The wrathful, how I explained, the Taka is the same thing. So the definitive Taka is the transcendental wisdom unified with great bliss. Relative Taka or interpretive Taka is the form, the wrathful form of Yametaka, that which arises from the union of great bliss and emptiness. So the author, making homage to this, and from here you can see, from this you can see, from this homage you already can understand very clearly the main theme of this teaching is to actualize the antidote, the wisdom of emptiness and altruistic attitude, to eradicate the enemy's vital point, which is the self-grasping and self-cherishing attitude. So the theme of this text is about that. And also, when you learn will of sharp weapon, it's very straightforward, answering answering very common kind of questions that we normally have about the things that we experience in our life, and we are doubt, why that I experience this, why I experience that, why I have to suffer this way, why I have this kind of sickness, why I have this kind of delusion, and we have many why. And of course, all the teaching does answer for these questions, but in a very lengthy way, or in how to say, not necessarily like straightforward, straightforward. So the will of sharp weapon, verse by verse, illustrate the what do you call, the result that caused by the enemy, self-grasping, self-cherishing attitude, and go through certain adversity experiences in many different forms. Then the teaching illustrate why this experience, what is the cause of this experience, and what is the antidote to eliminate this experience, this suffering, this cause of suffering. So it's very clear discussion or clear teaching on karma, like that. Yeah, so I will go through the verses. So it has 116 verses, and I hope that I will not take lengthy time to go through this text, because it is very straightforward, and as long as I able to read properly, then we may able to cover quite a lot. I hope so. So the first verse is, when peacock roam through the jungle of virulent poison, though the gardens of medicinal plants may be attractive, the peacock flock will not take delight in them. For peacock thrive on the essence of virulent poison. So this is the verse 1 is the example. Verse 2 is the meaning. Verse 2, likewise, when heroes enter the jungle of silent existence, though the gardens of happiness and prosperity may seem beautiful, the heroes will not become attached to them, for heroes thrive in the forest of suffering. When peacock, peacock roam through the jungle of villain and poison. So peacock, when they roam in the garden, they search for poisonous plants. And they don't delight, they don't get attracted to non-poisonous fruits and plants. They don't get distracted, they don't attach to it, they still strive for the poisonous plants, poisonous fruits and trees, even how attractive those other plants may be. The reason for that is the peacock thrive in the poison. Peacock has a capability to digest the poison. Not only digest the poison, but the poison helps to thrive the peacock. The peacock is one of the most beautiful birds, and the poison is the one that what they consume, it shines the beauty of what they have in the feathers, the colors, the strength of the feathers, etc. So basically all the characteristic of the peacock very much thrive on the essence of the virulent poison. So this is the example. Likewise, when the heroes, so heroes here referring to the Bodhisattva or the Bodhisattva alike. So Bodhisattvas are, of course, those who already actualize bodhicitta, spontaneous realization of bodhicitta, either ordinary Bodhisattva who are in the learning of, in the training of the path of accumulation and preparation, or who are already in Arya Bodhisattva who are in a path of seeing, path of meditation, like that. Bodhisattva are like, the hero are like, is like you, who aspire Bodhisattva's deeds, Bodhisattva's conduct, Bodhisattva's precepts, Bodhisattva's way of life, and you are learning to become like them. You are practicing, you are training your mind to become like them, those Arya and ordinary Bodhisattvas, to actualize bodhicitta, spontaneous realization in the bodhicitta. So that's why you are studying this teaching, So you are hero-like. You may be already heroes, but maybe some of you are like heroes or heroes or heroines. So the Bodhisattva or the Bodhisattvas like, those who genuinely inspire Bodhisattva's conduct. Then when they enter the jungle of silent existence, when they when they are born into the cyclic samsaric world, or when they are in the samsaric, whenever they realize they are in the samsaric world, like many of us, initially we don't know what samsara is, what nirvana is, what bodhisattva is. After a long time, we get to know Mayanic Dharma, we learn and we get inspired. So, but we saw that we are in samsara, isn't it? So, so, so you see, so the bodhisattvas or the bodhisattvas are like enter the jungle of cyclic existence through the garden of happiness and prosperity may seems beautiful. We may acknowledge the comfort, the material comforts, uh, like such as perfect health, such as nice home to stay, nice food to eat, nice circle of friends and families, and the prosperity and the happiness that you gain from others' respect, reputation, etc., etc. You will acknowledge these are beautiful. Uh, you know, you acknowledge these are beautiful, but you don't attach onto them. You know, uh, through the garden of happiness and prosperity may seems beautiful. May seems beautiful means you still see that these are these are favorable than the negative side, the suffering of pain. Comparing, you still see is a favorable thing. Comparing to the unfavorable one. But the heroes will not become attached to them. But you don't attach them. You may be living. You have the privilege to live in the nice home, but you are not. You are detached to the home. You are enjoying all the facilities of the beautiful home, but everything you enjoy without attachment, without grasping attachment. You may be having beautiful body, but then you carry this body without any attachment, grasping. You may be enjoying good health, but you enjoy without any grasping. You see, you may have loving families and friends, etc. You may have them without attachment, grasping. So, how to know that you are engaging without attachment, grasping? That means that you have no clinging in any circumstance that arises in relation to them. When good circumstances arise, with good experiences arise with them, uh, if that good experiences full stop or loss, there's no sense of loss. There's no sense of grasping towards it. If there's a negative experiences, negative circumstances arise in relation to them, you don't get hurt. You don't feel offended. You don't feel lost. Because of you are detached towards them. It's like you have a very peaceful, neutral state of mind, even though your relationship, indulge very special way, but no grasping attachment. It's very neutral, peaceful, same attitude. So that's what it meant. For heroes thrive in the forest of suffering, in particularly bodhisattvas, those of the bodhisattvas, ordinary bodhisattva, because of the suffering, because of the filthy samsaric world, because of the adversity circumstances, they thrive the development of bodhicitta. They thrive themselves to become Arya Bodhisattva. Those are who already in Arya Bodhisattva, because of these negations, because of these adversities and sufferings, sweepen their progress on the stages of the 10 grounds, because that help to strengthen the power of altruism. The more stronger the power of bodhicitta, the method aspect of the path in the journey of the Arya Bodhisattva, makes the antidote of the wisdom of emptiness more focused, more steady, more strong. the more the antidote of emptiness is stronger and more focused, the faster that you're able to negate the negation, the 9 different portions of negation, throughout the 10 grounds, and you surpass that and you actualize Buddhahood. Even for the hero and heroines like, those genuinely, you are genuinely qualified to be heroine and hero alike, Bodhisattva or you are genuinely qualified as a Bodhisattva alike, meaning you genuinely aspired Bodhisattva's path. You genuinely, inspired by Bodhisattva's conduct. You genuinely want to be Bodhisattva. Then, even in this stage, you will not get disturbed by the samsaric filthy experiences. Will not disturb by physical suffering, the external, the suffering environment. It won't disturb you. Rather, that will make you stronger. Rather, that will make you to thrive. Your creative bodhicitta to become spontaneous bodhicitta. It will seep in this ordinary person, bodhisattva-like ordinary person, to become a bodhisattva that who, without delay, able to enter into the path of accumulation. You see, so like that. So you see, so those who truly aspire Bodhisattva path, then this coronavirus, this, the world political, all those nasty things that are happening, every these of circumstances will strengthen your compassion, will strengthen your bodhicitta, will strengthen your love, will strengthen your commitment to live a life longer for the benefit of every one of them. Your commitment will get even stronger to be the cause and conditions to overcome all these filthy experiences in samsara, in the human realm, like that. You see, so now you can check to yourself, where are you? Are you in the category of already Bodhisattva like, or are you already in the already in the ordinary Bodhisattva in part of accumulation? Are you already in the Arya Bodhisattva's level? Or are you already in Buddha realm? Or you are far away from there, any of this category? So from here you can see, yeah. So in any way, these are illustrating how to structure our behavior, towards learning on the path. So this teaches us that even we find that we are far away from any of the category that mentioned before, then right now, this is the moment that you know how to handle the adversity and worldly situation in order to bring benefit to the development of your path. Then verse 3. So in another word, the summary of the earlier 2 verses is, in whatever category that you falls, that you are trying or you are taking, you're already in application of taking all adversities onto the path to enlightenment. So that is the summary. That's the meaning. If we are far away from the category, then now we have to learn to take all adversities onto the path to enlightenment. If we are already in that category, then intensify that. So something like that. So verse 3, those who avidly pursue happiness and prosperity are brought to suffering due to their cowardice. The Bodhisattva who willingly embrace suffering always remain happy due to their heroism. Hmm? Those who evilly pursue happiness and prosperity. So these are people who only focus on this very life's benefit, who only focus on self-centered interests, who only focus on the short-term benefit. And these are the reason why, brought to suffering. These are the reason, the self-centeredness, the short-sightedness, are the attitude of cowardness. And these are the main reason why we suffer so much. Uh, it is the attitude. It is the attitude. You see, many people, they truly have no problem financially. They are rich people, but they suffer like, as if like they have nothing to eat, as if they are the poorest person in the world. You see, some have a complete family, all the good friends around, everything is perfect, but then you depress, you get into depression, you find your life is worthless, you see, because of short-sighted thinking, because of coward minded. And that's why we cannot open our view to the greater perspective. You see, so so it's also talking about the suffering or the happiness is very much, mental quality, or is very much subjective. The Bodhisattva who willingly embrace suffering. So the Bodhisattvas, or the heroes and heroines, who is a Bodhisattva and Bodhisattva like, willingly embrace suffering. They welcome suffering. They regard suffering is like a wish fulfilling jewel. So can you imagine when someone, regard the suffering or problems in life is like a wish fulfilling jewel, then nothing can bother them, nothing can bring suffering to them, limitation to them, isn't it? So for practitioner of Bodhisattva path, have a valid reason to welcome suffering, valid reason to feel the sufferings are truly wish fulfilling jewel. The thing is, suffering and the problem, strengthen our practice of six paramita. Strengthen our patience, strengthen our moral discipline, strengthen our effort, strengthen our concentrate to the what really matters the most. Then also, really think twice about the situation that where you go through, and until that you may realize that what you see is not necessarily that is the ultimate truth. It strengthens our wisdom. You see, so so these are the reasons for Bodhisattvas is that sufferings are genuinely is like a wish fulfilling joy. These are the main causes and conditions strengthen your practice on the six paramita and bring about the absolute perfection of six paramita, which is stage of Buddhahood. You see, so we may not be able to achieve perfectly, in the practice of this path, like the Bodhisattvas does, but at least we try our best. Whenever problem comes, we become even more disciplined. We more disciplined for what? More disciplined to gather more conducive causes to overcome from this problem, which are the accumulation of virtue. You see, because all the sufferings and problems are, in ultimate fact, is a result of negative actions. And also, those are negative actions of not by others, negative actions of ours. You see, so whenever problem comes, we take opportunity to purify, opportunity to accumulate more virtuous Dharma causes. Then the karmic law cause and effect is a definite. Whatever that we accumulate virtuous causes will not waste it. The result will be fruition, just a matter of time. You see, and at the same time, it acts as an antidote. So similar goes to rest of the perfection. The Buddhists who willingly embrace suffering, you see, willingly embrace suffering from the three type of patient is emphasizing here, the one of the patient. The patient of gathering virtue, patient of enduring suffering. And the third one is a patience of benefiting sentient being, you see. So that here directly illustrate the practice of six paramita from here. In the direct word is talking about the patient. Yeah, always remain happy due to their heroism. That because of they know the purpose, the benefit, the advantage of taking adversities onto the path. So when suffering comes, they are happy. The Bodhisattvas remain peaceful. You see, so if we try even a 1% like them, whenever a problem comes, we at least won't overwhelmed with the suffering, overwhelmed with hopelessness. You see, we at least able to take care of ourselves. At least. So if you are a good practitioner, you can able to take care even better. But at least, even the very poor practitioner like me, poorest practitioner like me, if I apply these teachings, I can at least stay composed. At least not overwhelmed. Not lost hope. You see, like that. So it's so practical and so helpful. Then verse 4. Now here, desire is like a jungle of virulent poison. The peacock-like heroes alone can digest this, but for the crow-like coward, it spilled death. For how can the self-centered digest such poisons? When you extend this analogy to other affliction, each similarly assail liberation's life force, like poison to a crow. So now here, those inspire to train in Bodhisattva's path, then we have to make it very clear, understanding our heart. Desire is like a jungle of virulent poison. So desire is like a poison. Desire is a poison. It's actually worse than a virulent poison. It is a poison. The peacock-like heroes alone can digest this. So someone who genuinely aspire in Bodhisattva's deeds, someone genuinely see the faults of self-cherishing and self-grasping, who genuinely appreciate and aspire bodhicitta, love, compassionate practice, then can digest this, can digest very destructive, delusional environment, very destructive, negative emotion like a desire, can able to digest. But if you are not genuinely aspired in bodhicitta and bodhisattva's conduct, if you are not genuinely see the faults and limitations of self-grasping and self-cherishing attitude, then don't touch it. It become like a crow who's like a coward. By taking the poison will cause death. Will cause death. You see. So in another meaning is that in Bodhisattva's path, the delusion like attachment can take onto the path to enlightenment. Means you can take the delusion like attachment can take onto the path, can transform onto the path. But in order to do that, you need a requirement. You see, you cannot simply take delusion like attachment onto the path. You may not be able to digest it. You become like a crow. It will ruin your liberation. So in the name of Buddhahood, in the name of benefit of sentient being, in the name of developing the true path of altruism, then with the stable, pure basis of the condition, the moral moral discipline, then the capability of concentration, then the qualified, genuine, purest motivation. If you have already achieved bodhicitta, no doubt. But if not, if you are like heroine-like, then the motivation is completely free from the stain of self-centered attitude. And for that practitioner, for that hero or heroine-like, you can use the desire, like the attachment, as a tool to enhance the uh, uh, the voice of your heart, to actualize the uh, fully burn or fully arising of perfected unconditional love, perfected unconditional compassion, perfected spontaneous altruism. If you don't have that basis, then cannot try. If you don't have that basis confidently, then you cannot try to check it out, that whether I can take the attachment onto the path or not. You see, so it makes it very, very clear how to take attachment onto the path. So you see, so for how can the self-centered digest such poison? You see, so if whenever you utilize attachment to a virtuous purpose, or in the name of taking onto the path, if there is a sense, if there is even a slight influence of self-centeredness, then is no way it will not digest it. So for how can the self-centered digest such poison? When you extended this analogy to other affliction, each similarity snail liberation life force. So you can apply this to each of the other delusions, like such as ignorance, such as anger, such as jealousy, pride, etc., etc. So you need the basic requirement, correct requirement. In particularly, the other delusion, if you apply this analogy to other delusion like anger, then the Bodhisattva's technique, generally in Bodhisattva's technique, there's no technique to take anger onto the path. Only in Tantra, there is a practice, there's a technique to take anger onto the path. No question about rest of the delusion, but anger also have a technique to take onto the path. But now this is exceptional, even though it's a Mahayanic, Sutrayanic content, the Lojong teaching, but Lojong teaching surpass of all the others. You see, surpass of all the others. That which we also learn in the 7-point thought transformation when we discuss, one of the commitment, one of the precept is to know that Lojong is surpassed. Lojong is the supreme among all the teachings. So in Lojong practice, in the mind training, in the practice of altruism, even anger also, which normally only tantric technique can able to take onto the path. But now here in Lojong technique, even anger also can take onto the path. But you need confident the requirement as discussed before. Then only can do. Otherwise, it will ruin either to do with attachment or any of the delusion you try to take onto the path. Then it will ruin the life force of liberation. That means it becomes a huge obstacle to the progress of the path to liberation, path to enlightenment, like that. Then you become like crow, you will die. Means your path will be lost. Your path will be lost. So then verse 5, therefore peacock-like heroes must convert affliction that resemble the jungle of poison into elixir, and enter the jungle of silent existence. Embracing the affliction, heroes must destroy their poison. So you see, so the sign to check whether you are engaging in the correct path, whether you are having the capability to take delusion onto the path, is to see the sign that the deconstruction of the delusion. Whenever you take attachment onto the path, that you see the deconstruction of attachment in your system. You see the increasement of the wisdom of detachment. That is the sign. When you want to take the anger onto the path, then similar way, you need to see the decreasement of the aversion in your system. You need to see the increasement of the gradual perfection in the patient, the wisdom of patient. You see, so this is the way how to check. So we can practice, but we have to check the sign, like what it says in the verse 5. Today, let's say there's a circumstances of attachment. So now you don't want to regard that as a object to be negate, object to be abandoned. Rather, take as a wish fulfilling opportunity. Then you take that attachment onto the path. Let's say the attachment of craving what you like: coffee, croissant, cake, ice cream, burger, cheese, pizza, whatever. If you have a strong desire, craving, okay, whatever food you like, you don't want to kind of make yourself a hard time. No. I'm practitioner. I shouldn't be craving. No, even though you want so much, but then you're so suffering. I cannot. I like pizza, but I cannot take it. Like a little child. And you're almost crying. I want pizza, but this Bodhisattva practice, the Lojong, is not letting me eat pizza. Then no, I can eat it. No, I can eat it. Yes, I really want pizza. I really want pizza. Go for it. So, but then, while you're enjoying the pizza, you feel the bliss of enjoying the pizza, but at the same time, there's no sense of grasping. There's a really seeing the essenceless of the urge of the desire towards the pizza. Then the next day, when you see even better pizza, it's like kind of, okay, fine, it's nice, but no, I don't have to. It's okay, very peaceful. When you see the next pizza, very peaceful. After a few months, you see the pizza again, especially after a few months, wow, some more, the best one, appetizer is the best in the world pizza right in front of you, okay, it's very nice. Yes, I acknowledge, very nice, but there's no kind of grasping to it, and these are like one simple example of sign that you're able to take that desire to the pizza onto the path to enlightenment, because you see the sign of deconstruction of such kind of like a emergency grasping that you used to have, that which until that you cannot sit properly, you cannot, you become like shaky like that. But now it's like you are so peaceful, you appreciate the quality of that pizza, but there's no sense of loss or limitation of not having it, you see. And at the same time, you equally, have the similar kind of enjoyment, appreciation in other things, even though you may be put to eat the lousiest food that you don't like, but then the pizza is right there in front of you. You still like kind of you see same quality, same appreciation, like that. Okay. From now on, verse 6, from now on, I will distance myself from the demons, emissary self-grasping, which make me wander helplessly and seek only selfish happiness and prosperity. I will joyfully embrace hardship for the sake of others. So to support that, I will quote from Nagarjuna's Precious Garland, verse 28, what it means. The I exists, the I exists, the mind exists. This one wrong as ultimate, for the two are not established. By a thought, consciousness of the reality just as it is. I think I better stop here because there's a lot to explain. So maybe I stop at the verse 5. So from next session we go through verse 6, because verse 6, verse 7, verse 8, verse 9, there's a quite extensive discussion on emptiness. So so we will stop here. Yeah. So for this week of the homework, you just go through what we have covered and try to get the essence point. Basically, taking the essence is taking adversity onto the path, and in this 5-6 days, whatever situation comes in your way, in particularly any inconvenience, experience comes in your way, and try to apply the teaching and see how much that you can how much you can practice, also to determine which level that you are in, so that once you know that, then you know how to progress yourself. So that's one thing. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So now we dedicate this collective merit. We dedicate for the numberless sentient beings temporary happiness after the ultimate happiness of enlightenment. We dedicate this collective merit, whatever suffering, challenges that going through in the world, whether it's man-made or natural disaster. May this merit be the cause and condition to purify them and be the cause for all sentient beings to enjoy peace and happiness. May this collective merit be a complete cause for this coronavirus difficulty to be overcome as soon as possible. May the cure be most effective and able to get for everyone as soon as possible. And most importantly, from this experience of this virus, the whole humanity able to realize the preciousness of life, preciousness of friendship, family, preciousness of loving kindness, compassion, preciousness of cultivating virtues, importance of avoiding negative actions. So when we, may this merit be the cause for everyone to change for better, change for more virtuous life. May this collective merit be a complete cause for anyone who passed away, in particular in last 49 days, to free from the suffering of death, suffering of intermediate state, suffering of rebirth, actualize perfect precious human rebirth, meet the perfect mind and Guru, and there receive all the complete teaching, both Sutra and Tantra, actualize full enlightenment within that very lifetime. Also dedicate, may this collective merit be complete cause for all the world leaders, all the leaders of the organizations, all the leaders of the family, and yourself who lead your life, always equipped with wisdom, equipped with the method of loving kindness, compassion, so that anyone under their leadership can able to live wisely, meaningfully, virtually, peace and happiness. May this collective merit be complete cause for all the good people that who are source of peace and happiness to the world, like His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, like Geshe Lama Konchok, and rest of your spiritual gurus, and anyone that who are doing their part to the peace and happiness of the world. And each and every one of you and each and every one of your family members always enjoy perfect health, long life, always able to live meaningfully in virtue, fulfill all your aspirations up to full enlightenment accordingly. May this collective merit be a complete cause for anyone who requests your help or prayers, when they are experiencing crisis, health, economic, relationship, whatever it may be. May this merit be the cause for them to overcome that and able to fulfill all their wishes. Also, on the road when you go around, or in the friend circle, or anywhere while watching TV, that you see someone is suffering. When you heard from someone, they're just telling the story of someone is suffering. May this collective merit be cause for all these sufferings to go away, purified, and actualize all their virtuous wishes and happiness be fulfilled. May this collective merit be complete cause for anyone who preserve Dharma, like the institution of great monasteries, the Sangha of the monasteries, then teachers and practitioners, in the organizations, who preserve the Buddha Dharma, which is the source of peace and happiness of sentient being, both in learning and practice. Always have long, healthy, and conducive conditions, and clear all the inner outer secret obstacles. In short, may days and nights be auspicious for each and everyone. May we be able to practice, according with how the Bodhisattvas have conducted their deeds, like Dharmaraksita, Lama Atisha, and our gurus. May we be just like them. Chancho semjo rinpoche ma jeba nam jeju je jewa nyamba meba yango ne gondo peba cho toni tawa rinpoche ma jeba nam jeju je jewa nyamba meba yango ne gondo peba cho rimni tawa rinpoche ma jeba nam jeju je jewa nyamba meba yango ne gondo peba ra sho kare rawe kowe shingam de penda dewa ma le chume ne chere sewa tenzi jato shabe sede ma do tenju tozo jaje jango jawe de zinjo bebe gondo do boje chozo kowe lembe to do ba taso de je gondo shabde sho jewa gondo yandala ma ta tame chu je pela lonju sadalam de de rab doje janje gomba nyu do jojo la me kozera de nangwa tele chuchu je ma lo san tebe to me sa ni do mo se da do je jo pama zim je dam je den da de yo jing do dam je da do do wa da jo semba ka no so jo ba de da kun je mo lam to jo sem je ne ba je ne ba nyu do ne le ta jo do we ne ne ma ta do jo wa me ba ra jo bedan zo wa mi ge bi shin no ba sam je sem je ra wa kun je sam ba che jin do be ta shin shu. Okay, thank you very much. Take care. Have a nice days ahead. Thank you. Bye-bye.